When we think of organized crime, we imagine the shadowy figures who pull the strings behind some of the most dangerous and illicit operations in the world. But there is one criminal organization that stands above all the others when it comes to wealth, power, and influence: the Sinaloa Cartel. Operating with a level of sophistication and reach that few can even fathom, this Mexican cartel has become one of the richest and most dangerous crime organizations in history. In this video, we're diving deep into the heart of the Sinaloa Cartel, how they make their billions, how they control Mexico, and how they've stayed one step ahead of authorities for decades. The Sinaloa Cartel is not just a criminal organization, it's a global empire. Its operations span continents from Latin America to North America, Europe, and beyond. Its roots trace back to the early 1980s when the cartel first started gaining power, capitalizing on the booming cocaine trade. However, their wealth and influence didn't stop with just one drug. The cartel diversified. By the time the 1990s rolled around, the Sinaloa Cartel was already deeply entrenched in the trafficking of methamphetamines, heroin, and marijuana. Today, they are one of the most powerful players in the global drug market, with their operations earning them billions of dollars every year. Their reach is not limited to drug trafficking, though. The Sinaloa Cartel has its hands in almost every illegal industry you can imagine. From human trafficking and extortion to money laundering and weapons trafficking, they control a vast network of criminal enterprises. This isn't just about drugs. It's about consolidating power, exerting control, and making an untold fortune in the process. To understand the scale of the Sinaloa Cartel's operations, we need to look at how they operate. The cartel structure is highly organized, and its hierarchy is designed to keep it running like a well-oiled machine. At the top of the pyramid sits the boss, the leader who calls the shots. But unlike traditional criminal organizations, the Sinaloa Cartel's leadership structure is less centralized than you might think. While Joaquin El Chapo Guzman was the most famous leader of the cartel, he wasn't the only one pulling the strings. The cartel operates with a multi-tiered system where multiple leaders or lieutenants oversee different regions and types of operations. This decentralization allows the cartel to stay resilient and avoid collapse when one leader is taken down. The cartel's reach extends far beyond Mexico. They've established complex smuggling routes that connect South America to Mexico, and from there, Mexico to the United States. They perfected the art of transporting drugs through tunnels, trucks, boats, and even private plane, making it difficult for authorities to track them. But the real secret to the cartel's success lies in corruption. For decades, the Sinaloa Cartel has been able to operate with near impunity thanks to its extensive network of bribes. Whether it's police officers, politicians, judges, or military personnel, the cartel has deep pockets and an even deeper reach into Mexico's political and law enforcement systems. It is rumored that the cartel spends millions of dollars every year paying off officials to look the other way, ensuring that they can continue their operations without interference. One of the most infamous examples of this came when El Chapo was on the run. Despite being one of the most wanted criminals in the world, the cartel was able to keep him safe for years, using a network of bribes, safe houses, and secret escape routes. In fact, El Chapo's infamous prison break in 2015, where he escaped from the Altiplano prison through a tunnel, is believed to have been made possible by corrupt prison guards and officials who allowed the cartel to operate within the prison walls. Even when El Chapo was captured again in 2016 and sentenced to life in prison, his cartel didn't collapse. Instead, the network adapted and the cartel continues to function with new leadership stepping up to fill the power vacuum. This speaks to the cartel's resilience, their ability to hide in plain sight, and their capacity to infiltrate systems of power in ways most people can't even imagine. The Sinaloa Cartel doesn't just influence law enforcement. They've established a near monopoly over entire regions in Mexico, particularly in Sinaloa, the state from which the cartel takes its name. This control over territory is one of the key ways they maintain power. The cartel has a highly effective strategy for controlling territory. They don't just use violence, although they are infamous for their brutality. They often use charitable activities, such as community projects and job creation, to win the support of local populations. For many, the cartel isn't just a criminal group, it's a lifeline. In areas where government presence is scarce, the Sinaloa Cartel offers jobs, food, and even healthcare. They've built a reputation in these areas as protectors of the people, even though their methods are undeniably criminal. But it doesn't stop there. The Sinaloa Cartel also exercises control over local businesses, either by running them outright or by extorting money from legitimate businesses in exchange for protection. This allows them to generate revenue from legitimate sources, making it easier to launder money and maintain their wealth. The cartel's wealth doesn't just come from trafficking drugs or controlling territories. They've become masters of money laundering. The Sinaloa Cartel has invested in legitimate businesses across a variety of industries: real estate, agriculture, mining, and even sports. These ventures help them clean their illicit gains and reinvest in their criminal activities. For example, the cartel has invested heavily in real estate. They purchase properties using front companies and false identities, then flip them for profit. These properties are often paid for in cash, making it difficult for authorities to trace the transactions. They've also been known to invest in luxury cars, yachts, and private jets, further hiding their wealth in plain sight. The Sinaloa Cartel has also expanded its operations into online activities. In the digital age, drug trafficking has evolved, and the cartel has taken to the dark web to sell illicit products. They've set up highly encrypted communication networks, making it nearly impossible for law enforcement to track their transactions. The digital world offers them new avenues to distribute their drugs without being caught. The impact of the Sinaloa Cartel on Mexico is profound and multifaceted. While their economic power is undeniable, their social and political influence is what really makes them dangerous. In places like Sinaloa, the cartel's control is so absolute that it has almost become a parallel government. The cartel not only controls the flow of illegal drugs, but also dictates how businesses operate, how people live, and even how they vote. In some regions, cartel leaders are seen as more powerful than local mayors, with entire towns bowing to their authority. People rely on the cartel for jobs, money, and even protection. But the impact goes beyond just economics. The violence the Sinaloa Cartel brings to Mexico is devastating. With their stranglehold on territories, the cartel uses brutal violence to eliminate competitors, punish traitors, and intimidate anyone who gets in their way. Shootouts between cartel members and rival gangs are common, and innocent civilians often find themselves caught in the crossfire. In recent years, the Mexican government has ramped up efforts to combat cartel violence. But despite these efforts, the cartel remains as powerful as ever, with El Chapo's former associates continuing to control vast drug networks. The Sinaloa Cartel is a criminal empire unlike any other. Its vast wealth, its ability to infiltrate governments and businesses, and its widespread influence over the lives of ordinary Mexicans have made it one of the most powerful and richest crime organizations in the world. Their reach spans the globe, and their methods have made them nearly untouchable. In a world where the line between legal and illegal is becoming increasingly blurred, The Sinaloa Cartel's operations serve as a stark reminder of just how far organized crime can go when it controls not just the streets, but the very systems meant to protect us. Thank you for watching Crime by Chapter. If this case left you wanting more, like and subscribe so you never miss a moment.